It's time for Spooky of the Week.
We're back.
We are back.
Week 2.
Week 2. We're halfway through the month of spooks. This year, our theme is Southeast Pacific Asian horror movies. So we're doing a little bit of a horror movie vacation.
Broaden the horizons.
We're broadening our horizons. We're seeing what else is out there. Last week was my pick. We did Satan's Slaves from Indonesia. This time we're going a little bit north. We're heading up to Hong Kong for this week's selection, where Keegan is bringing us a fine choice, fine vintage.
So there's also lore behind my picking this movie. So I had watched this movie years ago called Inseminoid. I watched it with a friend and we loved it. It was a really good alien knockoff. So
How much rape is in it, though?
not a lot.
Disappointing.
我的心好疼，怎么了？我喘不过气，一定是鬼上身了。鬼上身？我。
What?
I remember Keegan talking about inseminoid. That is a word I've heard Keegan say.
I've heard it too many times.
It's one of my favorite Keegan words.
I do talk about that movie quite a bit. I was on Letterboxd looking through movies at one point and I saw a variation of the cover and I was like, what the hell is that? And there's a movie called Curse of Evil, which is my pick, and it was a variation of the cover of Inseminoid. And it turns out the reason why is the famous Shaw brothers, who have done hundreds of movies from Hong Kong. They had one of the biggest private studios. In fact, they had the biggest private studio in the world back in the 60s. Did tons of movies, so I've seen some of their other stuff. They helped finance Inseminoid. They were half of the budget, and so they got the cover, changed it up, and made Curse of Evil.
That's why they financed it too. They saw that poster and they were like, we want that poster. How much do we have to give you for that poster?
500,000 pounds.
Okay, yeah, we'll give you that. The poster, please.
Yeah, anyways, so I picked Curse of Evil. It's a Hong Kong movie. I've not seen it. Yeah, it has the same cover as Inseminoid.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
I do love that this movie starts off some of the most like whiplash ass shit. So it opens
Dude, this
up,
movie is too fast.
it opens with a full minute of just a clock, a grandfather clock. And I clocked it. I was like, yeah, we just watched a full minute tick by on a clock. Great, boring. And then the movie pulls out its pacing machine gun and just opens fire on me where it's like, okay, we're at a family dinner, it's birthday. Oh, but the guy died, he's dead. Oh, and then the
30
lady
people were
dies.
killed and thrown into a well.
That's fun. Time passed. Boom. Done. Moving on. The movie's gonna look back in the house. We're moving in. Boom. She's dead.
The rape guy, he's trying to hypnotize people. Like,
A bird attacks him.
oh, good ghost fire doesn't hurt you.
Don't say ghost fire. It is spooky.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite lines.
Why
Don't
would
say
you
ghost
why
fire.
would you
That's
say
so
that?
scary.
That's scary.
There was a lot of like matter-of-fact stuff like that in the movie where characters just like, oh, she died tragically.
Oh, every time they said,
Oh no, she died.
every single time they turned to a woman who died and said, oh, she died tragically, and then it hard cuts.
The movie moves so fast that like when that first like opening narration is going on, I was like, what are we saying here? Hold on, what did you? Oh, okay, and then I got to a certain point and I was like, this movie's moving so fast, I don't think I need to gather all these details.
The movie is not expecting you to follow these details.
And I was right, because they re-explain a lot of things, and then once they get to like the reveals, they're just like, okay, so by the way, this is what happened.
The movie does take a 5-minute break to just explain everything to
While a
you.
man bleeds out on the corner.
So Keegan, it's Mr. Wu. Yeah.
Are you okay? No, it's useless. He's gone.
He's dead. I've been speaking for 30 minutes on this. I know he was stabbed 100 times and he's bled out.
Is he okay?
Non-spoiler recommendation.
Non-spoiler recommendation, go in blind, stop here, watch the movie, it's on YouTube.
Keegan, can you please explain the plot?
So there's actually a lot of things at the beginning that don't make sense once you get the explanation for what's going on.
Yes.
Right.
There was a rich family who were killed by bandits.
Yep.
The one servant survived, but her illegitimate bastard son of the noble was killed with the noble family.
Yeah, because she was a servant, banged the lord of the house.
Or the Lord banged her.
Sure, had a son.
And so one of the other servants says, hey, I have a son who is the same age as yours. We're gonna pretend that's the bastard spawn. Then we're going to have you become the lady of the house, I'll be your top servant, and we'll both become rich and split the estate 50-50. You also don't find out any of this information I've already said until the very end of the movie.
Keegan is jumping into late game spoilers.
13 people died during this raid, and then it seemingly affected the family somehow.
There's
You
a
don't really-
curse on the
now.
There's a
estate.
curse now.
We're just jumping in spoilers.
It's an older movie. I don't
It's
feel as
on the
bad.
Internet Archive, and you can watch it on YouTube. If you enjoy crazy ass movies, watch it.
If you want a wild Hong Kong horror movie, movie, this is also great.
Something fast too. It's only an hour and 20 minutes.
But it feels like 10 minutes.
The movie is always keeping you entertained. Like
Our first like real scene is all of the family celebrating the dinner of this woman who's the matriarch now.
we'll call her grandma.
People are saying happy birthday and she's giving them little gifts. And then the movie just goes into high gear as the one son dies just right there. And then you're not even done processing that I had to rewind just to be like, wait, that guy's dead?
He's just dead instantly.
Then it explains in text that the wife dies shortly after, and then the 2 kids are staying with grandma now.
Yeah.
And then some of the extended family is also coming to stay.
That all happens so fast.
and it's just
very
literally,
fast.
it's just one black screen with all this text, and then it immediately cuts to them, and
Yeah.
it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
After like all that stuff happened, like it's the first 1 or 2 scenes in the main timeline, and I was like, I have to be 45 minutes into the movie. So much has happened.
No,
And
you
I
are
was like,
2 minutes in.
It has literally been 9 minutes and I'm losing my mind. Like, what is happening?
About 45 seconds after that guy chokes or gets poisoned, then a guy gets killed by a bird.
No, Uncle Quan is not killed. He's
Uncle
attacked
Kwan's
by a
not
bird.
killed. Yeah, he just goes outside and a bird
okay.
attacks him.
Yes.
And then it stays there.
And then it's in the kitchen dead.
Yeah, and they're like, Uncle Quan, what are you doing with that bird?
Why'd you leave a bird in the kitchen? That's disgusting.
It's like, oh, I'm cursed.
Mao told us to destroy all birds.
And then, wait, hold on, I'm actually blanking on this. How did that girl get lit on ghost fire?
So she chopped
saw-
off the head of a chicken.
I remember that, yeah,
And
yeah.
then it bled a lot.
Yeah.
And she got scared.
She got scared, and I was like, you cut off the head of the chicken, you knew it was going to bleed,
It
right?
bled way too much, dude. It bled a spooky amount. Ooh. Too.
Then she walks
gotta be the
backwards,
thumbnail, isn't
and her hair catches on fire, which then lights her back on fire.
Yeah, but
'Cause she
ghost
was-
fire doesn't leave injuries.
听人家说啊，鬼火是烧不伤人的。鬼火，你别吓我。
Which doesn't make any sense because we find out there are no ghosts later on.
There is no curse. Or is there?
No, there's not.
But like, is there? No.
是我叫你奶奶给他们点肉吃，让他们伸出牙齿来，咬死你们所有施家的人。
If you feed meat to frogs, they will grow teeth. I learned that. Also, by the way, the poisoning of the son doesn't make any sense in retrospect. It's like, wait, that was Uncle Quan's son, and his son literally got murdered, and he knows that Grandma murdered his son.
Yes,
So
he
why
did.
is he still okay with all of this happening 15
Because
years
we
later?
didn't know it yet.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't know that was
probably
part of the
wrote it
movie yet,
later.
and he's like, "Oh, actually, I've known this entire time, including the fact that my son,
And if
my
it
daughter-in-law,
bothered her so
and
much that she would eventually poison him, why did she go along with it?
because she was mentally unsound. Like they do say that she was mentally ill.
Yeah, she was going down the well and holding that baby. Dude. we are just
I'm
spoiling
aware.
the heck out of this. We haven't even recommended it or anything.
We said from the get-go, it's an older
This
movie.
this isn't. We're not worried about spoiling it. I say we just say at the end. I think you can all tell we recommend it.
Yeah, this movie is great.
It's definitely a wild one and doesn't take up too much of your time and is very funny and very shocking.
This is one of those ones I wouldn't recommend to everybody.
Can't recommend
You
to
have
everybody.
to. You have to.
Don't bring it to a date night.
You're not gonna watch it and like want to feel each other up at the end. That's not the vibe.
No.
No. There's far too much hypnotizing rape.
You have a better chance with Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, there is a handful of rape.
Do we want to discuss about the rape in the film? One of the family members' cousin to the.
Yeah, who is that
So,
guy?
okay.
Who is hypnotizing man?
So there is the aunt,
Yeah.
who I don't know what her relationship is with Grandma, but she is part of that noble family. She married a former opium addict, but she had a son from a previous marriage,
Which is rape.
which is
boy.
rape man.
Yeah.
If anybody has seen this movie, like this will truly show how Keegan is master of plot. I cannot believe he's picking up on the
And-
every character. I was like, they're all just there. They're just
They're
in the
there.
house. That
They're
dude's
related
raping his
vaguely.
sister or something. I don't even care.
No,
right now.
exactly. I still don't know, and Keegan's about to explain it. I don't know what the relationship that he had to the girl he was raping.
I don't know the timeline of the movie. Like the movie's happening, and I was like,
So-
oh, this isn't all the same night. Oh, this is happening over the course of like a year, multiple years, maybe.
well,
And then
Maybe.
Auntie and Uncle had a daughter, Ming Ming, who wanted to bang Mr. Yu,
Yes.
who was the tutor. later. Now, the woman he was raping was the maid who they had recently hired, or I guess she was the cook.
Okay.
She was a maid for sure.
She got set on fire by a ghost, but maybe not.
Yeah, she made some good soup.
Well, yeah, and she keeps them for herself.
Hypno Rape Man comes in and he's like, Dad, I got this sick ass coin. I'm gonna use it to rape people.
It can instantly hypnotize people when I spin it. Including myself.
When Fire Girl, when she's recovering from ghost fire, she's laying there and he comes in and
Well, he was peeping on her earlier when
He
they were
was
doing
peeping
medical.
on
He's like,
her.
I could see boob.
this guy's a creep. Is he really gonna rape her? And then he comes in and he tries to, and she's like, no, don't rape me. And he spins the coin and she's like, okay, now you can rape me, I guess. And then, like 2 scenes later, he goes back to trying to rape her. Like he's just like, and he's like trying to.
Well, if it worked.
that
Brought a
last
mirror
time.
this time.
No, that was a different one. That was
Oh,
his
was
cousin.
it? Oh no, you're right.
That was a different woman.
Yeah, that was his cousin.
it's a
Because he
different
also.
I'm getting the scenes mixed up. I'm not getting the people mixed up.
I'm getting the people mixed up.
银牌变水晶，水晶变金牌，金牌变银牌，银牌变水晶，水晶变金牌，金牌变银牌，银牌变水晶，水晶变金牌，金牌变银牌。
你怎么了？
To close up my rape point, I just thought it was so funny how like
How much rape he was able to get away with.
Well, he was able to get away with rape, but also like the characters around him treated his raping as just like a quirky like character flaw. Like
Yes.
there
Hang
he
out
goes
around.
Such a
raping
piece of
again.
crap.
Oh my god.
There he goes
Oh
again.
my god.
表哥，你简直是禽兽！
Well, I mean, pretty much everything in this movie is not a big deal to these characters. Like, for the most part, like, when someone dies, they're mostly just like, what a horrible tragedy, and they move on.
"大小姐死得太惨了。那我们怎么办？不如我们去报警吧。探长，我不相信有鬼。你不相信？
Great plot point. The inspector comes because, like, yeah, this is a suspicious as hell death. Like, this woman's face got ripped off. And then they're like, oh, yeah, no, and whatever. And then he leaves, and it's not a plot point. And he comes back again when the elevator breaks.
Yeah.
And then he leaves the movie again.
Because of acid. The elevator breaks because the guy poured acid on it.
你为什么在老太太升降机里倒硫酸？
你怎么知道？
Rape Man was trying to kill Grandma so that way his family could take control of the estate.
There's so many conflicting motives in this movie.
Because he and his mom are like, let's kill Grandma so we can take control of the estate. And his dad's like, that's a fucking scummy thing to do. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because I have morals and values.
Keegan, roughly how long do you think this movie takes place over?
What's the timeline?
So that's a very interesting
From like
question.
the start, like when they skip forward 15 years or whatever.
So they skip forward 15 years.
From there to the end, how is it one night?
Isn't there a time jump at a certain point? Like, don't we jump ahead a couple months?
It jumps ahead a few times, but they don't really explain that
they
it does.
never tell you how much time has passed.
Yes. And it
So
moves
they're-
so fast that you're kind of like, for me, I was like, oh, this is all happening. At first, I was like, this is all happening within the same night because they're like, oh, spend the night, Mr. Tudor Man.
Yeah.
Like, this will be paid off because he's going to end up dying because he's at this spooky house with all these people
But
dying.
no, he does see the murderer, because earlier he's like, oh, supernatural doesn't exist. And like, no, the fucking monster went down into the dry well.
But then, like, that character's out of the movie for a while and then he comes back.
The fucking literal Scooby-Doo villain. Because at the end, they pull the mask off and they're like, it was Dr. Koo!
There's Scooby-Doo bullshit all over the place. There's an episode of Scooby-Doo where they're trying to unmask a ghost clown. And they're in a circus, at a big top circus. And the clown goes around with a coin that spins.
Does he use it to rape people?
After that adventure, Daphne had to leave because she was
I would have
pregnant.
got away with it too.
No, but he does put Daphne in a skimpy outfit. He tries to do this to Scooby and Shaggy. And they hold up mirrors. And he hypnotizes himself.
What?
Yeah, he goes, you are great, and you are free. You shall be a chimpanzee. And he doesn't notice that there's a mirror in front of him at all. They're both holding up mirrors, and then he just starts acting like a chimpanzee immediately. And then, it's a throwaway funny bit in the episode. And when I saw it, I was like, He's not gonna hypnotize himself, is he?
Well, see, that's
Why doesn't he stop when he sees the mirror? Why
That's
doesn't
the
he
kind of
stop?
funny stuff that, like, in a real movie, like, there would be a big payoff at the end where he tries to hypnotize something and accidentally hypnotizes himself, and that's where, like, that's why he gets killed.
Or a good bit in a goofy movie that you're watching.
Or when the younger sister of the two grandkids, because she finds the pendulum, she would use it at the end to hypnotize grandma or something to save herself. That doesn't have
The
any
movie
payoff.
never. No, the movie just has it for him to rape.
Yeah, there is no payoff for that. I just realized he drops the coin. You never see the coin ever again.
No, she picks it up. That's how she knows he's dead.
It's just it's just
But,
a
like,
little quirky thing that he has.
just has
It's just
that.
a little quirky thing that he does to take
He's
advantage.
He's there to add more drama to the plot.
Can I also say how much I love the fight scene at the end with Grandma?
我要跟你拼了！
Dude, it turns into a fucking kung fu movie
Yes,
out of nowhere.
Full blown.
我要杀死你！我要杀死你！我
Grandma's got moves.
She's jumping around, she's pogoing at
Yeah.
them. And then she stabs the dude like so many times.
oh, dude.
She stabs him like she keeps like throwing pots at her and stuff and trying to stop her from
Like,
stabbing.
she literally breaks a chair,
Breaks a chair,
on her
breaks a
back,
pot
breaks
on her,
a vase.
and the whole time they keep cutting to her stabbing.
And then the guy's like, "No, you need to run. I am already dead."
And I was
You
like,
can't beat
how
her.
is he still holding on to her? She has been stabbed like 100 times now. It was great. And then finally, there was one random stab where he goes, oh, and he dies.
After all that, and then she'll suddenly, and then her head, it gets knocked off, and then she goes, ah, oh my God. She goes, hey, no, it's me, Uncle Quan.
玉兰，你不要怕，我真的是全说，
I looked like this because I was attacked by those frogs.
我给雪娃咬成这样的。
My favorite part about this whole ending is like it's going down. It's so crazy. Uncle, whatever his name is, we knew he escaped from the frogs, and what was he up to now? And now he's going to explain everything. The whole time he's explaining everything, one, the doctor guy's bleeding out the whole time, and they're not trying to help him. Two, I was like, this really long explanations going on, and I was like, yeah, but what about the monster? Like, what? That was my favorite part about the whole ending is that the whole time I was like, are they just gonna like leave that? Like, they're just never gonna explain why there's an evil monster that's coming out of the water?
Why
The
frogs,
water.
when they eat meat,
And yeah.
become little gremlins?
还有那些雪娃，是我叫你奶奶给他们点肉吃，让他们伸出牙齿来，咬死你们所有施家的人。
Well, they hadn't gotten to that either, because
Yeah.
the same guy that reveals himself in a suit,
Dr. Koo.
which actually made the whole monster effect even better, because the whole time I was like, this is clearly a guy in a suit waddling around, and like you can see his legs kicking and stuff.
Yeah.
He clearly isn't made for like
It's
traversing
genius,
with
dude.
those
It's-
tentacles.
it's genius.
Those tentacles are doing nothing for him. And you're like, this bodysuit doesn't work.
I just assumed that was like an effect thing. Where I'm
Well,
like,
exactly. I was like, it's just
your disbelief.
exact, but it's actually perfect
No, it's
because it's
part
just
of
a
the
dude in a
story, dude.
suit, and he's using metal teeth to
Yes, he has metal teeth that he uses to bite people's throats
And
out.
they kept saying they use it's a perfect joke. They keep using the same phrasing as like you used it to bite our family to death.
古医生，是你，原来是你带着钢牙咬死他们的。
嗯，不错，你们施家的人全部都是我带着钢牙。
Like it's always you killed them by biting them to death. They always use the same phrasing.
Yeah, was bitten to death.
And I love how he's chasing after her at the end, and he's explaining everything as he's doing it. Like he's like, "I'm gonna get you, but first let me explain what's happening." So I fed a bunch of meat to frogs, and then made them cannibals, and they ate people. He explains for like 5 minutes as he's like wrestling her, and he's like, "By the way, though, this is what is happening." Let me
Yeah.
just explain it. It's very, very funny.
It is absurd.
This movie was also pretty fetishist.
Tons of nudity. There's like very explicit nudity.
Sexual harassment, rape,
Yep.
nudity, weird tentacle monsters.
Frogs.
I'm sure frogs could be used sexually, yes.
You ever seen that one monkey dude?
I have seen that. See, there you go, boom. Set a payoff.
Do we have any final thoughts and recommendations?
Watch it.
I wouldn't recommend it to most people.
If you're into like cult movies that are really weird, off the beaten path, kind of horror, kind of comedy,
Yeah.
definitely
It
check
is
out.
exploitation. This is our first like full like exploitation film. I feel like go in knowing that it's like it makes it harder to chew for some people, but with us, the kind of absurdity that it was, and just how kind of like fast paced and just
that is the
kind
thing
of
that sets
blindingly stupid it was.
that's the thing that sets the movie apart is how fast the pacing is. It is unrelentingly fast.
The movie gives you no time to think about anything. Where it's just like,
So I just didn't. At a certain point, I was just like, there were no ghosts? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I also really like the kills in this one, and it's not because they're good kills. It's because they're
they're
like jump
bad.
scares.
Well, like the people die, and then it's like, oh, are they dead? And then it just cuts to their body covered in Jello, and it's just like. Ooh, so I guess they're dead. They have Jello on them now.
They were bitten to death.
Being attacked, body bag. All right, to get her out of here.
Like she was bitten to death.
She was bitten to death.
When does this movie take place?
Whenever it fucking feels.
What time period?
I don't know when it takes place in the movie, let alone the time period, dude.
Those bandits were like from like a long, like
That's
not
why
from
I'm
a
asking.
modern era.
But then all the outfits were modern. But then the bandits look like they were from the 1800s.
Or whatever China.
They look like
history.
knights or whatever.
Yeah, they look
Chinese
like
knights.
they look like they fought the Mongols, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think the people that made the movie care.
They're like, it happened in the past,
They're like,
and
a
they
detective
had
shows up.
swords and horses.
They were like,
in the
what do the
past.
bandits look like? They wear this.
That is a very childlike way of making movies too, where it's just like, oh yeah, there's a detective. Well, they look like Sherlock Holmes, so
Yeah, he's a detective. Did you fucking hear me? He's in a goddamn inspector. Get an inspector costume.
So they're killed by bandits. What do bandits look like? Well, they have swords and they ride horses, so they look like that.
Great movie.
Yeah, so what did you guys think? If you're following along, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Spooky of the Week. Next week.
This is our week 2, Tukey of the week.
Yeah, we're halfway through. We're ramping up. Each week is getting...
2 hidden gems down the hatch. Hopefully you're watching them along with us.
And each week we're getting better and better. So next week's going to be even crazier.
It's gonna be Spooky of the Threek.
Yeah. Kevin's on the Threek this year, which is
I'm on the Threek. It's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
You can tell it's just how big of a deal it is.
Dude, the Threek is... I wish I was the Threek.
It burdens my heart that I'm not on the Threek. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a little like that little button. Hit that like button.
Leave a comment if you've seen this movie.
Yeah, if you, it's on YouTube. You can go watch it. You can pause the video.
We can put the link in
We could, yeah.
the description.
Yeah, there's no other way of watching it really unless you want to go to the Internet Archive. See you guys next time and stay spooky.